Welcome to Uncle's channel. Thanks for watching today. And we are a little over 2 weeks away from the release date of Tales of the TMNT, the new cartoon based on the Mutant Mayhem universe. And it's going to premiere on August 9th. And we finally have our first extended look at this show. Now we've had trailers and little snippets here and there, Instagram reels, stuff like that. But at the San Diego Comic-Con, we got the theme song as well as a 5-minute clip of the television show, broadcasting Bishop here, the Mecha Droids, going through all the Turtles' personalities, such as that. And we also have another enemy slash possible ally of the Turtles. And Brando's World actually commented on my villain video of Tales of the TMNT and said I missed one of them. And indeed I did, so all credit goes to Brando's World for spotting this first. And it's actually broadcast inside the little clips we have here from the San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to get to that. So we have a new enemy to talk about. We have a theme song to talk about. We have an extended clip here of Bishop. And I don't know. We have a lot to get into today. But all the stuff they've put out thus far has made me actually far more excited for this particular show than I ever was. Because it feels like it definitely has the energy of the movie. Just a little bit different animation style. Still the sketch animation, but obviously more, for televised, more cartoon, instead of full-blown computer animated. But let's get into it. Now the theme song is not going to have any words to it. It's going to be more of an instrumental, and it has really nothing to do with TMNT as far as harkening back to what? Wow, a fly just literally landed on my finger. Wow, that's I guess we can say, look at that. I'm going to catch a fly. You saw it on camera here. I caught a fly, and it's crawling out of my hand. So can you count that as a catching a fly? I don't know. We'll leave it in the filming here. But the theme song of the Tales of the TMNT, it's not going to be any words in it. It's not going to harken back to any, I don't know, earlier days of TMNT. It's just an ordinary theme song in the background. Can't say I really love it, but at the same time, it's not cringy in any way. And when you have a kids television show that's not cringy, you have to at least count your blessings for that. And so the theme song, as far as the music goes, sort of fine, whatever. The art style here is going to be fantastic. It's going to harken back, obviously, to the sketch art style from the movie, but they're going to double down on it by actually making it on a notebook paper here, or post-it notes and things like that. Some of the sketch drawings. I don't know. I really like the art direction that they're going in. And in the theme song here, we're actually going to get our first look at the new villain, or possible villain, possible hero that Brando's World mentioned. It's going to be Pigeon Pete. Now, Pigeon Pete, I was unfamiliar with this character. You can see here I've actually taken some stills and screenshots from the theme song. I'm not going to play the full theme song. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to watch it. But I can't put the full theme song because Paramount Plus will demonetize my video here. But you can see here, this is definitely Pigeon Pete in the background, sort of flying up here. And he appeared all the way back in 1987. There's an episode of the Turtles, and it was called, I had to research this because I didn't know. It's called What's Michelangelo Good For? And Michelangelo has a little pet pigeon, a little bandage around his head, or not bandage, bandana around his head here. And Michelangelo takes him to the zoo because he has a broken wing. They're trying to heal him up. And evidently the pigeon flies around, sort of alerts Michelangelo and the Turtles of an evil scientist doing experiments. That's what happens in the 87 cartoon. No idea if that's going to happen in this particular iteration here. And honestly, probably not, because he's very much of a humanoid creature here in the theme song. And that aligns much more closer to his iteration in the 2012 show. And you can see side by side here, much more similar. And they've also released a screenshot or early version of the action figure, like a prototype. And you can see here, it definitely is more of the humanoid mutant for Pigeon Pete here. So this is probably the direction they're going to go in, harkening more back to 2012, where it's just simply an ordinary pigeon who gets mutated by Krang. And he's actually a good guy to the Turtles, but he's a bad guy at first. So I don't know if they're going to go in a similar direction as that. I don't know the full story behind the 2012. I've not watched that entire series. Yes, I know that I need to. But if you know more about the story about Passenger Pete, not Passenger Pete, Pete Pigeon, not Pete Pigeon, Pigeon Pete, let me know in the comments down below. But we do know that he's in the new show. There's an action figure already released for it, at least prototype-wise. It's going to probably hit stores probably before the end of the year here. And Passenger Pete is really the only new thing that's inside the theme song, outside just sort of getting another look at the Turtles here, the art style, the Mechazoids, Bishop, and just sort of stuff we already know about as far as the show goes. But let's talk about the 6-minute or about 5.5-minute clip of the show that they released earlier this week. Now, for this particular clip, you basically have Bishop sort of talking to the Turtles, getting ready to release the Mechazoids on them to try to attack them. And this is a great sequence here as far as displaying the animation of all the Turtles, getting to sort of see how they are transitioning from the film version of Mutant Mayhem to the cartoon version of Tales of the TMNT. And honestly, I think the animation came through really well, especially when the Mechazoids are fighting against them. But also in this, you really get to see the personality of the Turtles really shine through, just like they did inside the film. So you have like Raphael here, he's really focusing on like the anger issues, or just simply wanting to go in and just simply destroy these Mechazoids. That's really focused on. You have Leo trying to like formulate a plan. You have the other turtles like looking to him as their leader. So that's also emphasized inside this little clip. You have Donatello, who's like really impressed with the robots that are fighting against him, even though they're trying to kill him. He's still impressed like the technology. Then he also gets put in charge of like working with the Crane to try to take them out here. Crane, C-R-A-N-E, not K-R-A-N-G. I didn't want that to get confused here. And then we get Michelangelo, who's put in charge of like smooth talking Bishop and her little assistant here, which I know doesn't make sense at first because Michelangelo's like the jokester, the party animal, such as that. But then like when he's getting, you know, all excited to do that, Raphael makes a joke to Michelangelo and says like, yeah, why don't you go up and tell him some of your jokes? And then Michelangelo like, wait a second. Was he saying that sarcastic? And I don't know. It's a fun little back and forth dialogue, but it also shows that Michelangelo is sort of picked on a little bit, but at the same time is definitely still the jokester, or is known for making corny jokes inside the Turtles, I guess, little team here. What I'm trying to get at through all of that is that all the Turtles have a well-written personality that is going to shine through in the series, not just simply going to be a team of mutants fighting off enemies. You actually have a well-written cast, and I'm really excited to see that. We also get a little bit more information about Bishop here. Evidently, the Turtles helped to destroy her entire life's works at some point during the Mutant Mayhem movie, or like in the earlier part of the series. I'm anxious to see like which direction they're going to go with that, and so they do give a little bit more background on Bishop here. Bishop has an assistant. I don't recall what the assistant's name was, if they even said it. He's got some pretty good jokes, some pretty good dialogue, and so like the overall feel for this is great action, great character development thus far. Overall, you know, jokey sense of humor that's not like cringy or corny. Sort of keeps the same sense of humor as the actual movie. And so, I don't know, judging from like this little clip here, I am way more excited for this television show than I pretty much ever was before. And because, I don't know, like when I first saw it come out, like I was excited for it. I was like, are they really going to be able to keep up the sense of humor and the, I don't know, the tone of the movie? Or are they going to go more for like just a regular kids show? And judging from this clip here, they're definitely keeping the tone of the movie, and that makes me really darn excited for it. But like I said, these are all screenshots from the theme song, as well as screenshots from the clip I talked about. I'll put the links in the description of the video for the full clips if you want to go watch them. But like I said, if I put them in the actual video here, Paramount Pictures or Paramount Plus or Paramount Studios, they love to copyright claim like every Turtle video I put out. That actually puts video clips in it. So we're not going to mess with that. We're just simply going to put screenshots here. But are you excited for the Tales of the TMNT? Let me know in the comments down below. What part are you most excited for? Did you know about Pigeon Pete before me? I had no idea. Once again, thanks to Brando's World for pointing that out. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos, list stuff above, and go out there, find a great game to play. Simply have a great rest of the day.